call, nothing. Maybe he doesn't recognize the number, so he doesn't want to answer. So he calls from the front desk, and it rings, and there's no answer. And then he says there's like a buzzer in the room that's like a different deal that they can do. And so he does that deal. And it still doesn't work. And so then he looks at me like, you're an idiot. Clearly this guy doesn't want to meet you. But I ask him if I can go to the room. And he's like, well, I can't give you the number, the actual room number, because I don't have the room number. And then I'm like, oh my gosh, you made a face. And so then I look at my calendar, and I actually do have the room number, which is a huge win. So I'm like, I do have the room number. Can I now go? I don't know what do I have to be cleared? Do I have to have like a security guard? He's like, no, that's fine. And then he goes, let me show you where you got to go, though. And he pulls out like a whole book, like a map, remember Maps Quest or Mapsco, those are the book.
Yeah.
He's like, and it's like a 4-story building that's the size of like 3 football fields. He's like, you're gonna go up these stairs, you're gonna go over here, and you're gonna go down, then you're gonna take a left, and you're gonna take a right, and you're gonna then you're gonna wait for the tram. I mean, it's crazy to get to this guy. I'm like, no wonder this guy probably died on the way down to the lobby to get to me, because it's freaking far away. Like, it's like Delaware to Rhode Island. So I walk through this labyrinth, get to his door. Are we really going to do this all over again?
Yes.
His door is like this. So it's pulled to on the inside. So I'm out here. This is me out here, right? This is me out here. Right? And so I'm on the other side of this door, and Fox News is blaring like, next on Hannity, Sean Hannity, Trump today. But, I mean, it's so loud. It's like this loud, Greg. It's this loud in the hallway. So I know somebody's in there watching TV, or they're really afraid of burglars going a really, 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 really long way to rob your ass. So I'm like, okay. So I knock on the door like this. But like twice as long. Like I'm trying to get him out in case of a fire. Nothing. So then I realized, you know what? It's possible, because last time my moron people that set this up couldn't even get me the right time. Maybe they don't have the right room. Maybe I'm harassing somebody that's not my guy. So I call his phone, and it rings in there. And now I'm still seeing I'm still seeing outside. And it's ring. Like super loud, like Wake the Dead loud, like Helen Keller could have heard this loud. Okay, so she's deaf. You know who Helen Keller is. So now I have to decide, because I'm now 20 minutes late to my own appointment where I'm in the right spot. Do I want to just leave and call it 2 times in a row? This guy and I are cursed. Or do I open the door that is technically already open? So I just do this. And right about here, it's like I'm sticking my face behind a bus exhaust. It's the hottest air ever coming out of this room. It's like Satan farted. It's like you know how like in Ghostbusters there's that scene where the lady opens the fridge and there's just like a demon inside. I'm like fully expecting to open up and there's just like the gateway to hell is right there, because it's so hot. So then I'm like, well shit, I better step all the way in, because so I go like this, and right about the equivalent where Kellyanne is, maybe another like 3 feet away, is a man in a terry cloth royal blue bathrobe with his white ass leg sticking out, socks on, open chest, laid back in front of his TV, which is about as far away as that. I mean, it's like 4 feet away, and it's blaring. And he's laid back like this, like a wax figurine, with a tube in his nose from the oxygen bottle right next to him. And he's not moving at all. And I'm like, oh, he's dead. I have walked into a dead man's apartment. And at this point, I figure, you know what, now that I can see him, I'll see if he, so I go back to the door, I knock even louder with the door open. I'm like, sir, right? Thinking also maybe someone would come from the outside and help me, but that's not happening. And I'm like, all right. So at this point, it's like my fingerprints are on things. I can't. If he is dead, I can't leave. People are like, oh, you came in and like suffocated son of a gun. I mean, like so. I walk up to him and I get right in his face. I mean, I get right here. Sir! Sir! Nothing. So then I place my hand on his shoulder and he vaults up. He goes, like, give me your hand. Give me your hand. You're going to be me. So it's his... And I'm like, sir, I'm your 1 o'clock appointment. I'm your 1 o'clock appointment. And he looks at me like... And I go, are you okay? Yes, why wouldn't I be? Now remember, I've never met him. I have now just woken up a sleeping man in his bathrobe in his living room / hell, and he doesn't know who I am from Adam. I mean, I could be like a really well-dressed robber. Who knows? So at that point, I look over his shoulder and I see into his master bedroom. His wife, all the lights are on, every single light is on, by the way. And she's in her bedroom, laying down, tubes in her nose, just. I'm like, man, these people can sleep. So then he looks, I'm like, would you like to have our appointment? And he goes, well, of course I would. Why would I invite you here otherwise? To wake you up from death? I didn't say that, right? But thought it. So then, once he agrees to that, because when I was leaving to start my labyrinthine, like journey to his house from the apartment from the lobby, the guy's like, well, you can't leave your car there. So now that I've gotten the guy, he's alive and does want to meet with me, I then have to make the journey back. Then I get to move my car a couple of blocks to the free parking lot. Then I get to jog back a couple of blocks. Then I get to go all the way through, up the stairs, through the elevator, down the ramp, across, left, right, left, pay the toll, and boom, I'm packing up. I am pouring sweat. I walk into his hot-ass apartment. I sit down, and he's like, can I get you some water? Yes, you can. Then I sold him $200,000 annuity. But it was an interesting experience, and that's what you're missing out because you're stuck in Utah. So whatever.